What's up, everybody? My name is Matt Tankersley with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. I am the owner operator of the company, and I'm actually making this video to take you guys along on my journey. A little bit about me. I am a truck driver for a very large corporation here in the United States. And when I was a teenager in high school and into my young adult years, I always kind of flirted with the idea of working for myself, because I never really understood the fact of breaking my back to make another man rich, but I've never really been serious about it, honestly. And but here recently, like I said, that was my teenage and young adult years, and here I am. I'm 37 years old right now, and have 3 kids, a wife, and have my own house. I am a homeowner, and a lot of things to be responsible for, and a lot of things to lose. But at this stage in my life, I'm making a good living, what I'm doing. I'm not happy with what I'm doing. I don't like my job. Well, let me rephrase that. I like my job, and I like my customers. I actually get along with them very well, and I've met a lot of friends in the line of work I do. But there's just something missing, For one, I don't have a lot of time with my family, and I feel like a slave. I mean, you know how it is when you're working a full-time job for a large company. You're at the mercy of that company. And I've been with this company for 8 years. I've actually done this line of work for about 12 or 13 years now. And I'm a welder by trade, but that didn't pan out because of the recession in 2008, 2009, that time period. So I decided to be a truck driver for a very large food distributor, food and food products distributor. And I'm not going to say the name of that company because I don't have their permission, and also I don't want to put another company down. But anyway, enough about that, the negative. There's some things that's happened here in more recent history that has just kind of led me to this point. I thought about buying my own truck, my own rig, and hitting the road and making as much money as I want to make. I mean, up in the millions if I wanted to. But at the same time, I have a wife and 3 children, and I don't want to put any of that in jeopardy. My wife needs me. She needs me here, A, to help with the children, to raise my family, and B, because we have a very powerful relationship and we love each other, and I don't want to jeopardize that. But so she told me, why don't you think about starting your own lawn care company? She said, you take a lot of pride in your own yard. Why don't you try to do that and see if that works for you? And me being the Christian man that I am, I prayed on it and I wrestled with the Lord about it, because it is very hard work in the lawn care industry, and I understand that. But I really do feel like I may have a calling for this, and maybe I'm being led to do this. But anyway, I got on YouTube and watched a bunch of videos, and shout out to Nick over at SG Ninjas, and Mitchell over at Mitchell's Lawn Care, and Johnny over at Blades of Grass Lawn Care, and also Jason over at Lawn Care Life. Those 4 guys, they've really encouraged me, and they've also shed some light on a lot of different things, and they've also given me a lot of confidence, and I've also learned a lot from them. You know, I don't consider myself a pro. Truthfully, I haven't cut the first blade of grass in this business yet, but I will be starting in the upcoming season. You know, here in Augusta, Georgia, our season is dwindling down right now. It is currently November the 6th, or I'm sorry, November the 8th, 7th, November the 7th, 2021. And our season is currently dying down. Everything's going dormant. And I know there's a lot of things that can be done right now. You can do leaf cleanups and mulch jobs and pine straw and aerations and things of that nature. But I'm not really set up to do all that right now. You know, I can do leaf cleanups and mulch and pine straw and things of that nature, but you know, a lot of these homeowners around here, they already have contracts, or they already have someone that they trust to do everything. And so I'm basically counting on the 2022 season for my business to get started. And you know, my wife and I, we came up with this idea back at the end of July. I think it was either the end of July or the end of June. And there's some things that's going on in this country, and things that's also going on in the company I work for. And we felt like it was just the right time, you know. But I'm hoping that this business of mine takes off. I don't expect it to take off and get to a point where I can quit my full-time job that I have now. I don't expect that to happen in the first year, although I'm not going to keep that from happening. You know, if it gets to a point where I need to make a decision, you know, I'm going to look out for my business before I look out for another man. But I don't expect that going into this, and I'm just thinking logical. I know there's always the it could happen, but I'm thinking logical, and I don't want to set myself up for any kind of heartache. So my first year, I'm going to go into this. I'm going to work as much as I can. You know, there's going to be probably a week or two during the summer. I do have a senior in high school this year, and she graduates this spring, and I do plan on taking a week or two off to do something nice for her, and probably a week or two in the fall and in the spring. I mean, the fall and the winter. But I do plan on working as hard as I can physically work, and as much as I can physically work. It'll be a lot of weekends, a lot of evenings, and whenever I'm on vacation from my full-time job, I will be spending a lot of time working on my business. Trying to, anyway, hopefully. But my first year, the plan is to make as much as I can, and you know, try not to turn anything down unless it's just something super outlandish that there's no way that it would be profitable, or unless it's just too far out of the way. But I'm gonna try to take on as much business as I can and make as much as I can and put as much back as I can, and hopefully pay cash for a diesel truck or a heavy duty gas burner. And there's also a few more things that I want to buy as far as equipment goes, and just to try to sink everything I make back into the business this first year, unless I do wind up going full time. But I'm gonna let business dictate that. I'm not gonna push something that isn't there. But that's my plan so far. You know, I've got business cards. I've got a Facebook page set up. It's Tank's Lawn Maintenance. Go check me out on Facebook. I offer, you know, your basic mowing and blowing, your string trimming and edging, and I will be doing bushes, hedges, the cleanup on that, and of course removing debris. I'll be doing leaf cleanups, fall and winter cleanups. What else? I'll be doing mulch jobs, pine straw jobs. If I can find it being profitable, I'll be doing dethatching or maybe some aeration and maybe some dethatching and possibly some overseeding. I know around here a lot of people don't do a lot of overseeding because the main grass around here is Bermuda, and a lot of folks don't do that with Bermuda because of the way the Bermuda is growing on the sod farms around here. But that, and just taking it all in, learning as much as I can, and I'll be doing some pressure washing during the cooler months. Be flat wash or flat surface washing, and if it's profitable, be doing whole homes, and try to stay busy, make as much as I can to try to get this thing going. But I'm not really on a timeline. I mean, I am, but I'm not. And I'm trying to do this the right way, guys. Try not to sink a whole lot of money into something that hasn't made me anything yet. And although I have spent a little bit, I've spent about $10,000, which is, to most people, that's a lot. For me and my situation, yeah, it's a lot, but it didn't really hurt me none. It didn't set me back a terrible amount. But I will give y'all a tour of my equipment real quick. My 2021-22 setup. Give me just a second. Let me turn this camera around. All right. What I have here is let me turn this sideways so y'all can see it better. I have a 6.5 by 10-foot open trailer. It's got 2-foot sides on it with the wire mesh wrapped completely around it. And I figured that would help me out for mulch jobs and things of that nature. And in the winter time when I'm doing cleanups and odds and ends like that. And I bought me a 30-gallon roll-around trash can. I think it costs like 10 or 15 bucks. I am using my residential Honda push mower. It's a 21-inch cutting deck. I'm sorry, it's a Honda Motor Troy-built push mower with the bagging system on it. And I will be doing some push mowing. I'm going to try to stay away from doing a whole lot of it. But I already had that, so it didn't cost me any money. Wasn't really in the hole on that. And as far as the trailer goes, the trailer, I bought it used from a guy. And actually, for the money I spent, it's actually a pretty good trailer. It's a pretty good deal on it. But this is a 2021 Spartan RZC. It's a RZ series. The C comes in for it being compact. It's a Spartan RZC with a 42-inch cutting deck. This is kind of like a crossbreed between residential and commercial mower. It has a commercial Kawasaki engine on it. It has a commercial, I want to say it's a 7-gauge deck on it. I can't remember. But it's going to be good enough to get me started. And the reason I went with a 42 over a 48 or a 52 was a lot of the gates around here are 51 inches wide, and I wanted something to where the tires didn't stick out further than the deck. So this is what I went with, because there's no point in me having a mower that I can't use if I can't get into somebody's yard because of their gate being so big or so small. But I will be using that for probably the first 2 or 3 seasons, or until it wears out. And I bought a chute blocker for it, but it does not fit this mower, and I'm gonna have to send that back and see if I can go down another route. And I may just not even use a chute blocker. I don't know. Just have to be smart with it and remember to point the chute in another direction when I'm getting close to flower beds and things of that nature. But this is the Echo Pass 225 string trimmer with the stick edger attachment right here. And this is actually what I've used on my personal property for the past 5 years, and it's been a really good one. I know it's not a commercial grade weed eater, but for right now, you know, this is what's gonna get me started and get me going. And like I said, try to sink everything back into the business this first year, and hopefully I'll make enough where I can do what I gotta do. And this is an Echo PB580T backpack blower. This is actually the very first backpack blower I've ever owned. I'm happy with it. It's not a commercial blower, but like I said, I didn't want to sink a whole lot of money into something that hasn't made me a dime yet. I didn't want to really start out in the hole any further than when I had to. So I went with that because it was a cheaper option. And I actually did a pine straw job, and this thing actually came in really handy on that pine straw job. I was kind of impressed. I felt like if I'd have had anything more powerful, it probably would have been a little too much. So this actually, I'm probably going to keep this for straw bed restorations whenever I do upgrade to a bigger backpack blower. Something like a 770 or something along those lines. But this is my pressure washer that I have that I'm going to be using during the cooler months. This is a Ryobi commercial, or I'm sorry, a Ryobi, what is that? It's a Ryobi 2900 PSI. It's a residential pressure washer. It's got your four different tips on there. And I also have the surface cleaner to go along with that. I already had that to use on my own personal property in my home, because if I don't use that around here, the HOA will send me letters every week until I do use it. So I went ahead and bought that a while back, and I will be putting it to use in my business also if the time comes. And I have a 100-foot water hose right there to go with it. But I have a leftover bale of pine straw right there from a job that I had done. And I did buy a cheap rake, and I have a hard tooth rake right here for mulch jobs and things like that. And I have a shovel. The shovel and the hard tooth rake I already had, and I had a metal rake, but I didn't really care for it a whole lot. And so I wanted to go with something a little bit better. And I also took some PVC pipes, some 2-inch PVC. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I took some 2-inch PVC and just took some pipe clamps. And I clamped these to the inside of my trailer to hold my hand tools. And I have not dragged this down the road with those sticking up like that. I'm hoping that the wind will not snatch them out of those pipes. I do not have Equipment Defender or Green Touch racks yet. Like I said, I'm not wanting to put a whole lot of money into this until I start generating money. And when that time comes, I will be replacing those with a better option. And just a front shot of the seat right there. I actually like this lawnmower, guys. This is my first zero-turn mower. You know, my yard's small enough I can push mow the whole thing in about 30 or 45 minutes. And so I've never really needed a riding mower or zero-turn or stand-on mower. But this is my first commercial mower right here, and I'm pretty pleased with it. And now this is coming from a guy that has no experience other than this, so I don't really know what I could compare it to. But one thing I will say about this mower that I do like over the other options that were out there was there is no key for this mower. It is actually a code that I punch in right there to turn the mower on, and without that code you cannot turn the mower on. So that's kind of like a built-in anti-theft device, and I do like that. I like that a lot, actually. And but that is my setup, guys. Go back around so y'all can see me talking. But that is my setup. Everything is parked inside of my garage that is attached to my house for right now. I do not have a shop. Maybe one day in the distant future I can have something like that built, or maybe one day in the near future I can rent a shed at some storage facility that I can turn into a shop. But just have to find out where I could find something like that and what the rules are and so on and so forth. But there are a few more things that I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get some better gas cans. I'm gonna go with the Sure cans. I do need to find some replacement blades and blade sharpening system. And I am gonna get a toolbox to put on the tongue of my trailer so I can keep extra stick edger blades and keep extra oil, things of that nature, work gloves, tarps, and extra string for my string trimmer. But there is a few more things I want to get, but this is the gist of it here. This is the basics, and it's costing me a good bit of money up front. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, wow, you spent that kind of money, 10 grand, on something that hasn't made you a dime yet. You're already starting out in the hole. Yeah, you're right. But I have a lot of mentors that I talk to, that I communicate with, and they have all told me, there really is no reason that you won't be able to quit your job in the first year, maybe two at the most. And like I said, I'm not getting my hopes up. I don't expect that. But there is that what if factor. And but they all have also told me, you've got to spend money. You cannot be scared to spend your money to make it. And going into this, it's going to be expensive, but you're going to make it back extremely quick. And for me, $10,000, I know $10,000 to a lot of people is a lot of money. And I get it, guys. I'm not bragging. I'm not rich by any means, but $10,000 didn't really set me back a whole lot. If I sat here and told you that $10,000 is not a lot of money, I'd be telling you a bold-faced lie. Like I said, I'm not rich, but it didn't really set me back to the point where I couldn't pay my bills or anything like that. So I felt like these were purchases that had to be made in order to start this business. And plus it's going to give me an edge. I'm starting out with no debt. None of this stuff is financed. I paid cash money for every bit of this. And I plan on taking you guys along and showing you how I progress, and maybe get some tips from some of you lawn care pros that's been doing this for a while. And also, I forgot to tell you too, I don't have a pickup truck right now. My personal vehicle is a 2002 Toyota 4Runner, and that thing is on its last leg. So I would not be pulling this trailer with my vehicle. I would be using my wife's. She has a 2019, I think it is, Toyota 4Runner, and I will be using it because it's a better vehicle for one, and for two, it actually has a towing package on it. Mine doesn't even have a hitch, and I'm afraid mine's not going to last but another year or two. So I'm not wanting to spend $300 or $400 on a hitch for something that I'm not going to keep but another year or two. But my next purchase will definitely be a truck, and I'm gonna try to make it a diesel truck. But at the same time, I'm just gonna have to weigh my options here. But like I said, this is my first video, and I know I'm gonna have to work hard. I'm fully expecting to have to work hard. It's gonna be a lot of long days, but I'm used to that. I work sun up to sundown now, and the industry I'm in, I'm putting in anywhere from 12 to 16-hour days just about every day. So I'm used to that, and but I do have one thing going for me. The area I'm living in, I live in Augusta, Georgia, or right outside of it, and Fort Gordon is not far from me, and they are constantly adding new subdivisions around here, and a lot of the businesses around here are constantly switching back and forth from different lawn care companies. So I do have things like that that are a leg up versus some of the other places. And Augusta is a constantly growing city, and there are constantly potential customers out there. It's just up to me to get out there and put in the legwork and gain a clientele. So I do have business cards. I've passed quite a few of them out already. And I do have one job lined up, and this is just going to be a deal where I get something ready and presentable for a person to move into a rental house. My aunt and uncle, they are both realtors, and he is doing a home restoration on a house for my aunt, and they have a renter that is going to be moving into that house. And as soon as he is done doing what he's going to do, he's going to get me to come out there and do what I have to do, or do what needs to be done, take a look at it and see what all needs to be done. And he told me to give him a price on it, and he is family. I'm not gonna charge him full price because he is my uncle, and he has helped me out a ton in the past too. So, but that will be my first customer most likely, and I'm looking forward to that. Try to make some of this money back that I've already sunk into this business. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm apprehensive, and at the same time, I'm also scared to death. But I'm gonna take you guys along with me, and I will show you how we do things as we progress, and show you some of the mistakes I make going in, and some of the lessons that I learn, short term and long. But if you guys have any suggestions or any advice for a new lawn care guy that's getting out here and trying to start his own thing up, put it in the comments below. I'm open to anything. Just please keep it clean, guys. But other than that, y'all hit that like button if you like it, and subscribe. But I'll catch y'all in the next video. See you guys later. Bye.